class. You are once again welcome to our online learning platform. I would like to officially welcome you to this session. I remain my humble self, Emmanuel Nanman, and at this point in time, we'll be looking at the subject, verbal reasoning. And under verbal reasoning, we will be discussing words that begins with letter R. If you could remember, we actually looked at words that begins with letter Q in our last class, where we looked at various words that start with letter Q. And at the course of this class, we'll be looking at words that begins with letter R. Okay, R sounds R. R sounds R. Okay, R sounds R. Okay, now we will go into what we have for today proper. We are going to be mentioning some words that begins with letter R. I'll mention two, and I expect you to mention one or two also back home. So let's try and make it an interactive class, okay? So as I mentioned two, you mention one or two also back there. We have the first one here I have is ring, and ring is spelled R-I-N-G. R-I-N-G, that is ring. The second one is road. Road, we all know what a road is. We follow day in, day out, we move on footpaths or the main road, and all these ones are called roads, are known as roads. Okay, road is spelled R-O-A-D. R-O-A-D, that is road. Now I've mentioned two, that is ring and road. Okay, so can you mention one or two back home apart from the two I just mentioned? Okay, I think you must have done that, so thank you. Now let's go on. We have others like round. The word round, remember R sounds R, and listen, round, R is coming in at the beginning of this word round. We have others like radio, rocket, room, rat, rain, rose, rabbit, rock, rice, run. These are all words that begin with letter R. Okay, these are words that begins with letter R. Okay, now let's go further and then we look at more examples. Okay, now below we have an exercise for us to cycle the words that begin with letter R. I'm sure you have your textbooks. You're armed with your textbooks already, and at this very point, I would like you to cycle the words that begins with letter R. Now let's look at the set of words below. We have the first word there is jog. The second one, and I will just list the words as they are, and then you're expected to figure out which one begins with letter R, and then you cycle it in your textbook with you. Now we have jog and rain, see. Okay, we have jog and rain, see. Okay, so now you are expected to cycle the word that begins with R in the above words rather, in the above words given. That is jog and rain and see. Going further, we have socks, rabbit, anchor, book, fish, and knock. Okay, we have socks, rabbit, anchor, book, fish, and knock. So where is the sound? Where is the letter R sound coming from? So you will do well by cycling the word that begins with letter R. The last set of words here, we have ginger, we have rice, cup, tree, go. Okay, so you do well and cycle all the words that begin with letter R at that point. Okay, so I would like to thank you for listening attentively, and I urge you to carry out all the exercises in your textbook then, and then you practice more words, read more words that begins with letter R, and make sure you learn how to spell them off hard. Okay, that is learning to spell without looking at the words. Okay, so thank you for listening, and if there's any question, you do well by dropping them at the comment box, and I will be glad to respond to the questions. Thank you, and make sure you stay safe. Bye.